The Mad Doctor of Market Street on Blu-ray. This is day 6 of 31 of my 31 Days of Horror. And this movie should probably be called The Mad Doctor of some generic island. As you can see on the back of the Blu-ray, this movie is only 61 minutes long, and it's from 1942. Also, it doesn't say anything about a new restoration having been done. But the picture actually looks pretty good. The audio is similar to the others where I have to turn it up way loud. And the picture, again, there's quite a few scratches and dirt specks, but really, you could see quite a bit of detail in HD here. This movie aggressively furthers the trope of a dark and stormy night being the starting point for the story. It's like sometimes when these stories just keep doing the same thing, it's a mix between eye roll and it's cute and fun to see. But I guess a dark and stormy night is a really great place to start. All right, here's the doctor's entire motivation behind what he's doing.
All these have been traced in a state of suspended animation for various periods of time, during which previously induced diseases have been completely cured. Do you know what that means, man? Disease. The scourge of humanity will be cast out.
All right, so basically his big feat is that he can put things in suspended animation as long as it takes to be able to cure whatever disease they have. So if there is no cure for them, you put them in suspended animation, time passes, a cure is discovered, you reanimate them, you heal them. And so that's like his whole plan. So he knows that he's doing illegal experiments, but you can tell that he thinks he's doing it for the greater good. So I think this is a good villain where he thinks he's doing good and where we can actually get behind it. We might not agree with it, but we can say, oh, it'd be great to get rid of disease and death. It actually reminded me of a Star Trek The Next Generation episode when the Enterprise finds all those frozen people from the 20th century that all had terminal diseases, and then Beverly Crusher just heals them all. And so that's kind of this guy's plan coming to fruition. All right, so this guy accidentally gets killed, and this is his wife coming to meet him. And I'm not gonna lie, the whole time she was on screen, I was like, "Who's the dame?" I mean, look at that cinematic face. She was only in this for a few minutes, but she does a really good job. And she's got that face. All right, so he escapes onto a boat. So now we meet. Unknowingly, we're meeting the rest of our characters that very soon a lot of the characters are going to disappear and we're going to just focus on these few people. So we've got these guys, and she is about to say one of the greatest lines in all of cinema. Listen to this.
Tell me more about Shanghai, Mr. Hadley. I just love the Chinese. They're so oriental. Yeah.
Well, good evening. What?
I don't know what to say. There's a reason these movies aren't as mainstream, I think, and part of it is because of their portrayal of other people in these shows is probably not exactly correct by today's standards. It was actually pretty cool watching the villain, how he's transformed his appearance, and how he's just sitting there quietly observing everything. I didn't realize this the first time, but he's marking that guy. He realizes that he's a detective, and then he actually goes after him. All right, the first time I watched this, I may have not been paying attention hard enough, so I didn't really realize who the guy is, but he waits till he's all alone, and then he creeps up to him, and he strikes up conversation, and they're just talking. It's totally small talk, and then
I think that's a passenger boat.
and he's gonna clonk him.
I might be wrong, but
like punch in the back of the neck. And there's a witness.
man overboard.
And he runs off. And so at first I was like, wait, did he just like kill someone? I was like, is he the kind of doctor that just needs to kill? But that was totally the detective.
Do it, but he doesn't.
It's positively invigorating.
Isn't it?
So then we go on this montage of this ant character going around telling every single person on the boat that there's a murderer loose because the one guy told her niece, and then the niece told her and told her to keep it secret. And then it's a after wipe montage of her just telling everybody that there's a murderer loose, to the point where she even goes up to the murderer and she knows his alter ego name, and she's like, did you know there's a murderer on the loose? And he's so good at playing cool. But this guy's line when he finds out the boxer guy is so amazing.
No, don't tell anybody. It's a secret.
And as you come to figure out more about this boxer's personality, his comment actually makes sense.
Of course, he goes in a roundabout way to do it, but he does it.
It's positively invigorating.
Isn't it?
He looks like he could be Josh Brolin's dad. Anyway, it's totally invigorating because he wants to fight. He's a fighter, so he's always looking for a fight. So anyway, I just started laughing out loud when I heard that line. So then the ship starts on fire, and I'm 100% positive it was started by the guy to hide the fact that they're looking for him, maybe. But what's his escape plan? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't started by him. I think I'm 90% positive it was started by him. But I'm always impressed on these old movies that look like they're super low budget when they can actually portray like a terrible disaster, like a boat fire, and actually have it look pretty good and realistic. Right there, look at that. The production value. Look at this right here. Oh, these people stacked up. You got stuff on fire. This is actually a really incredible and looks like a difficult to get shot. Like, no kidding. That's a great special effect, like practical, huge set with real people and actual fire. Like, that's pretty impressive. That'd be impressive in a movie nowadays. So, good job. Maybe that's because I keep watching movies made in the 30s and then switching up to the 40s, and there's just that huge difference in like technical quality. Now here we are on a generic Pacific island with a generic little islander guy with flower pattern clothes. All right, here's our new cast.
I hope so.
So the cast has been reduced to just this group of people, and honestly, they're all great. This guy's a total dirtbag, and we'll talk about his fate coming up here. But the doctor ends up healing one of the island people, and then they say to him, no kidding. Actually, you know what? I'll just show you what they say. All right, I'll show you in a minute. But first, more shots of generic island people. Well, why show the people get captured when you can just have an expositional line of dialogue that's also hilarious like this?
And to Noah get well.
Can't complain about a lack of excitement. A murder mystery, a shipwreck, and now we're the prisoners of a bunch of savages.
Why did they bring us here? What are they going
He has such a good crazy face. Look at that. I really want to see more movies with this guy. I'm really starting to like this guy. So he saved the girl, and listen to what he says.
You, God of life, we your slaves.
Oof. So he basically declares the entire island people that one guy's, they're all his slaves. So then he gets his own room and he can start working on his evil experiments. Okay, so this movie's only an hour long, and as per the established formula, when there's about 5 minutes each left, it just goes on super fast mode. So these guys, there's 5 of them. Well, yeah, 5 of the good ones, and then the doctor's the bad one. So they decide that they're gonna get a canoe and escape. So they basically watch for one to become available. The little kid who's driving it runs off, and then they like start loading all their stuff on it, and they're gonna take off. So her new boyfriend gets taken by the people because someone was watching him, and then he's going to check on him, and the whole time this guy's like, come on, we gotta go, let's go. And watch what he ends up doing. And they're like, no, we can't leave, we gotta wait for him.
You can't do a thing like that, I know.
I can't, can I? I'm not gonna let that crackpot kill me.
Oh, my God, I say, look out!
So he takes the canoe all by himself and ruins their whole plan. And I kind of like these like shipwrecked or apocalyptic type things where you get like a group of people and you see what lengths different types of people will go to, and if they become a totally selfish person or if they become selfless, or how they act in these situations where they're super limited and in distress. So meanwhile, the guy who stole the canoe is just gone, and then the little person whose canoe it was went out there and they like fought and the thing tipped over, and then you see bubbles come up, and we don't know who died. But these guys find the dead little native on the ground from drowning. So they bring him in and they're like, okay, if you're so good at reviving people, revive this guy. And if you don't do it, like, we're going to tell the islander people. because they know he can't do it. Because he basically just uses like adrenaline and like smelling salts to revive people is what it looks like so far, which you can't do on a drowning victim. So he stays up all night trying to heal this guy, and it's totally never going to work. And the natives decide they're going to burn him. So because in the past they had, it appears that they had killed all the white people that have gone to their island, because some of the islanders always die when they go there, presumably from diseases, because they think that they have demons or whatever. So he stays up all night with them, just like watching him trying to heal. And of course it doesn't work. And as per the formula,
You can't.
the evil guy's gonna get it. Have him go make a fire.
Don't kill me, I tell you.
Says, you can't kill me.
I'm not alive, remember? No!
Look at this. Look at this transition. It's perfect.
You can't kill me. I'm not alive.
Shows his scientific equipment. And they superimpose a fire over the top of it. And that's it. So super mild, but you actually get the point that they just burned this dude alive. Which, according to movies of this era, is like the appropriate way for like a bad person to die, is like in fire. I feel like a lot of the bad people die in fire. Part of me thinks it's like symbolic of hellfire, honestly, because they didn't allow any kind of blasphemy in a lot of these movies with the Hays Code. Anyway, so he dies in some islander hellfire. And of course, throughout the movie, the couples have been kind of pairing up. There's like the young hot couple, and then there's like the other like kind of silly, funny side couple. And the Raiders of the Lost Ark get out of there, running away from all the natives, just like in Raiders. Here we go. So they're all safe and sound and on their way out of there. And this is where we basically find
We're
out
married, Red. I'd like you to come and visit us.
she still thinks she's going to marry some dude on New Zealand. It's not happening. She's marrying this guy.
After you playing with us.
Oh.
Is that a proposal?
Well, I can't wait for you to propose to me, can I?
Oh. You're ruining the end of the movie. Quit it. Quit it. So as per the formula, the couples end up together, the bad guy dies in hellfire, and the one loose thread that they didn't tie up is the jerk guy that took the canoe all by himself and then murdered that kid. So presumably he's on a canoe by himself trying to navigate the Pacific. So I think he's gonna get his, and he's been a jerk the whole movie. So I guess they don't even show it. I guess we just assume that he's on his own and he's gonna die. So. All right, well, I liked it. It was fun. I showed my 2-year-old. She was a little freaked out when the guy kept like euthanizing people with the rag cloth, and he'd reach it up and put it over the camera, and then it would be like this dramatic music, and the person would be unconscious. So she was a little freaked out on those parts, but she liked all the dancing and kissing and people wearing dresses and dancing scenes. So, well, this has been day 6 of 31 of my 31 Days of Horror for October 2023. So stick with me if you want to do more fun reviews like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.